Friends, hello. Welcome to the very wet forest on a Thursday morning. I'm out here going for a little walk. This is actually my first outing, my first kind of athletic outing since I fell off my mountain bike last week and kind of hurt myself. My shoulder's kind of messed up. I do have like bruises all over my legs in a bad way, but they're not really bothering me, but my shoulder is bothering me. If you haven't seen the adventure video that I shared on Monday, you actually see like me getting up off the ground. The actual fall wasn't caught on camera, but me getting up was. My bike landed on top of me. I fell hard. It was it was pretty funny, really. But anyway, I'm trying to get back in action and still kind of baby my shoulder a little bit. But okay, that's not what I wanted to talk about today. What I wanted to talk about today is a new thing that is happening today on my channel, or did happen already today on my channel, and then also a couple of other new projects that I have that I want a little bit of input from you on. So number one, the new thing that happened today on my channel is the Raymond show. So it is this week for members only, and it is Raymond talking about, he talks about gear, he talks about how gear gets into the studio, my studio, and kind of his part in that. So if you're interested in kind of that behind the scenes aspect, that, you know, he talks about it quite a bit. And then he also gets a little philosophical. So yeah, about being in the moment versus, you know, being in your camera. Interesting to hear those types of thoughts from someone else, I think. So there's that. So if you are a member, go to the channel members, go to the community tab and you'll see it. VIPs and patrons, go to the link down below and you will be able to log in and see it. And everybody else, if you aren't a member, I would love it if you would join me. There's a join button down below. If you don't see that, there's a link in the description below. So my members are how I keep my business running. So, sorry, there's a train. Anyway, so I always try to give my members extra stuff behind the scenes, etc. Speaking of which, the next thing that you all will be seeing from me is the review of my Mavic 2 Pro drone. And I'm going to be sharing that this weekend, but my members already saw it. They actually saw the full review plus the more than an hour of behind the scenes footage when I am out those first few flights, getting to know the drone. So I'm talking through my thoughts of, you know, my thoughts as I'm experiencing them using this drone. And just how the whole process works. So, you know, if you're ever curious how I review things and what it's like, that's what it's like. So there's that. But let's talk about the couple of new projects that you will be seeing from me coming up and how I want your input on them. So the first thing is Leigh sent me the production units, my own set of Leigh Pro lights. I had some a while back. This was a good couple of months ago at least, but I had these pre-production units. I shared them with you all. I got really excited about them. I'll put a link to that video up above because these are lights that are powerful. They last a long time. They're just small LED lights, but they can, I mean, like you can change the color temperature. These things are awesome. They have all these modifiers that you can use. There's a soft box. I mean, I'm so excited about them for use for video, but also I really think they could be a good thing to use out in the field for portraits and stuff like that. So something that's really good and truly portable and really flexible. So I'm excited to do something with them coming up here. Yeah, so there's that. But then the other thing is that I have the Nikon Z7, right? I know some of you don't like it. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I know. No one's gonna die if I use it, I promise. So I have this camera. I've been using it the last almost week, and I am now gonna start getting into the projects that I want to do in preparation for the review. So if you've watched my last few videos, I think I've talked about it a couple times, how I want to do individual projects as I'm leading up to my review, rather than just going out and doing a whole bunch of different things and kind of putting it all together in one review. I want to do separate projects. So my project ideas so far are portraits, of course, action photography, because the autofocus on this has been talked about a lot, and I think really kind of with any camera, I kind of want to know how it's going to do in an action-y type of a situation, even if that action is like birds. So I'll be doing a project on that. And then the night sky, I know a lot of you have been really interested in that. That's been a much requested video, is where I take photos of the night sky. So I'm going to finally do it with this camera. And I don't know, there's some other things like video and stuff. So if this is my question to you, this is where I would love your input. The order of these projects, let me know if you're interested in any one thing in particular, any one application of this camera in particular. I know a lot of you, no matter what I say, are going to say, I want to know compare it to the D850, compare it to the Sony Alpha 9, compare it to this camera or that camera. That's not really what I'm going to be doing, so you can ask for it, but I'm probably not going to do it. I don't have a lot of those cameras that people have been requesting that I compare them to. So, and that's not really like how I like to work in general. I've done like fun death matches between cameras in the past, but if you'll notice, sometimes the pairings are a little funny, so it's just not something I do very often. I prefer to see how this camera does in different situations. So anyway, that's what I want to know from you down below. If there's any one thing that you are interested in how this camera does for that particular thing, if it could be street photography or low light photography, you know, I don't know, whatever it is, let me know, and I might move those things, you know, further up the line so that I will do them first in my review process. So that's it, everybody. I've been talking for longer than I meant to. Sorry about that. It's the coffee. That's it, everybody. Talk to you soon.